Everybody, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to Triangle Strategy. This is episode 51. Okay. We are about to do this fucking thing. Place your faith in Frederica's vision. Oh my god. Let's go talk to the people. Lord Sereno, I cannot help but feel that our greatest battle lies ahead regardless of which path you choose. I know that this may not be the best time to say it, but my wife gave birth to our first child not a few days ago. Yeah, act according to your own convictions. That's the theme of the game, right? Might I have time to think about it, my lord? Of course, the path before me diverges as well, and I must also take time before making a decision. Let's both choose a path that leaves us no regrets. Thank you, Lord. An honor to call you my lord. Oh, can we not leave? Thank King Roland, Lady Frederica, and Sir Benedict's convictions would diverge so greatly after all this time. You think? I've seen that from day one. Just between you and me, Lord Sereno, what do you make of their plans? Frederica's wish is a human one. She desires to liberate those who have been cruelly oppressed. But in reality, humans usually only act in their own best interest, even if it means turning a blind eye to the suffering of others. Lady Frederica is a strong woman to stand up for what is right. I couldn't agree more. Ignoring their plight now would be shameful, especially knowing what we do of their innocence. Everyone's choices are deeply rooted in their convictions. It makes me wonder if they'll be able to abide by the Scales' decision. Yeah, I'm kind of the opinion that we're gonna lose Benedict and Roland, but we'll see. Lord Sereno, it would fall to you to lead everyone down the right path. Of course, I wish for us all to walk astride the same path as we always have. Okay, let's talk to the Grumpies.
Serenoa.
Only we can free the Roselle and expose the lie that has kept them in bondage these many years. However, we must move quickly while their gaze is fixed upon the salt crystals. I believe we can succeed. I hear your plea, yet I cannot help but wonder if you wish to act with too much haste.
But...
Absolutely. I know not what I can do to prove to you that I have thought this through. I swear to you, this is no fit of pique. That's the thing, it absolutely is, though. You literally were like, no, we're fucking doing this now. You didn't have a plan. You don't have a plan, right? Like, this is my only issue with it, is absolutely we should save the Roselle, but what's our likeliest chance of success? Allying with Esfrost to take down Hyzant, freeing the Roselle in the process, and then bringing peace to the freaking... Benedict's stratagem may also provide the chance to strike at Hyzant, but that not be enough. It also prolongs this war, and thus the immense suffering of my people. Yeah? Even if we do prevail, you know as well as I that my brother is not a merciful man. He'll not spare so much as a thought for the weak. Yeah, he's the junior partner in this situation. That much is true. The Roselle's plight would then be buried once more amid negotiations between nations. Time is now, and we only have the power to save them. And only we have the power to save them. Power we forfeit if we assent to Roland's plan.
I have decided.
Yeah, Roland's plan is absolutely the stupid plan. Fuck that plan. Hey, how's it going, Maikai? Hope you're doing well. My god, words are not my forte today. I've been talking a lot today, so... Ugh. Perhaps my concerns seem narrow when all Norzelia is at stake, but I know you can save my brothers and sisters. I beg you consider it. I'm doing pretty good. Today was a pretty positive day, so trying to ride that high. Your words have no power here. Nice.
Serenoa.
We must give Hyzanth the salt crystals, cow Esfrost, and unite all Norzelia in the name of the goddess, else we will never know peace. The Roselle will continue to suffer, 'tis true. Then that's not peace, you fuck ass. But this will end war as we know it, and countless more will live in peace as equals. You just installed Crusader Kings 3 because you got it from this month's Humble Bundle? Oh shit. Are you a fan of you know you play things like Europa Universalis 4 and Crusader Kings 2, right? I swear I've heard you talk about EU4 before, at the very least, but I don't know about CK. Because I absolutely adored CK2 and EU4. You've never played Crusader Kings, but you played other Paradox games? Gotcha. Crusader Kings is a very unique... It's way more roleplay heavy, right, in my opinion, than most of the other Paradox games are. And it's kind of fun, if you're into that type of thing. I think one of the things that I like the most about CK is... Not the base game's fun, right? Like, if you're into medieval... Is this the part where we literally hand our entire country over to the slavers? No, because I'm not doing that. Fuck that. But yeah, CK3 is really interesting. Yeah, with mods, you get to add in all of these, like, I love full conversion mods for CK3. Actually, for CK2, one of my favorite mods was the Geheimnisschnatt mod. It's a Warhammer Fantasy mod, and it's like stupidly in depth. It's really, really good. I don't know if I think when Crusader Kings 3 came out, I think they started to work in it, but I don't know. You know the Game of Thrones nerds are really into CK mods? Yes, absolutely.
I have made my decision.
I will see this done not just for the people of Glenbrook, but for all Norzelia. Roland, you are the king. Surely cooperation with Hyzanth need not mean the forfeit of the kingdom.
I think not.
That is where you're wrong, my friend. My time on the throne has shown me that the people need a force more powerful than any king to show them the way. There are many paths that lead us out of war, Roland. Cooperating with Esfrost, for instance. End the war by allying with the very Archduke who set it in motion. No. Cooperating with that tyrant ends nothing. His avarice has brought only pain and suffering to this land.
Moreover,
if anyone understood the torturous path I've taken to arrive at this decision, I thought it would be you, Serenoa. Yeah, no. Your path is stupid.
My lord.
We share a common goal with Esfrost at the moment. It is incumbent upon us to seize that opportunity and rid Norzelia of Hyzanth for good. Indeed, the salt crystals make an alliance with Esfrost possible, but Roland would never assent to it. He feels the weight of the crown, underestimates his own abilities, and has allowed his hatred for Gustadolf to cloud his judgment. All of those things are true. I sympathize, but those matters should have no bearing on the welfare of our house. Perhaps you are right, but then what of Frederica's vision? You concede that her plan concerns our house?
Quite impossible.
I concede nothing, for her strategy is out of the question. She asks us to forfeit all we have fought to build in this domain. How can I reasonably entertain such a proposition? And you'll brook no arguments otherwise. None.
We must
May I remind you that you are Lord of House Wolford. Your duty is to your people, above all else.
I believe
this
I've
moment
reached a
requires
decision.
a dispassionate mind. I pray you have one. Nope, I do not have a dispassionate mind. That is something I think I will never be blamed of.
Lord Serenoa.
Okay, here we go. It's time to start convincing people. Benedict and King Roland would march us to war. Frederica would see Hyzanth hunt us for all eternity. Perhaps her vision is not so different. So it's come to this. Ally with a one-time opponent or flee with the Roselle.
However,
Bold proposals all. Our tactics must be flawless. I like Anna's statements here. Oh, she leans towards Benedict. Well, we're gonna have to try to sway her. Frederica. So you assent to Frederica's vision for the future. War is coming, a war for all Norzelia, and you would forfeit your role in it. See, this is the part that I absolutely just think is stupid. Of so many things about this game, right? Frederica basically wants to lightning raid Hyzant. Like, maybe use our authority as one of the Saintly Seven, or what have you, right? To get around the Hyzantian army and attack Hyzant and free the Roselle. Okay. Do that. But why is it immediately afterwards we gotta do that and then we gotta just leave? We gotta run away, we gotta go to Centralia, right? Like, just come back to the Wolfort domain and defeat all your opponents. You've done it before. Freaking, Esfrost isn't even on the move right now. Esfrost is holed up in their territory. You're basically just fighting Hyzant. So go kick Hyzant's ass and then move on with your life. Like, it's so... The decisions don't make any sense. Do you think Hyzant will crumble once we free the Roselle? I don't think that's true. Destinel and Alfric, that's potentially true. I do not think Hyzant will crumble once we free the Roselle. But I do think this is true. If the Death Snail and Elfric are unleashed on the battlefield, the casualties will eclipse any war that's come before.
Perhaps.
Well, they would crumble, just slowly over time as they slowly bleed salt. Why would... I mean... They have a force... Sure, they have a... As many countries have shown before, when you remove their slave labor options, they just figure out other ways to enslave people and make them labor, right? Like, America got rid of slavery, and then it stuck to segregation and racism and the prison industry. So, like, Hyzant would just figure out another way to make the impoverished get their salt for them, you know? Like, I had not considered that they might be unleashed simultaneously. The stakes warrant it whether they are complete or not. We have already shown them the way by using Alfric in battle. Precisely, they will undoubtedly both be employed.
Then?
Unprecedented destruction is all that awaits us here, a war whose victor will rule over a pile of ash. And I will not be party to such devastation. I can think of far more productive uses for such power. I suppose. I see your reasoning. I confess I thought only in terms of battles past. So much so that I forgot avoiding battle was ever an option. Well, it kind of is a strategy game, so I doubt we're actually going to be avoiding battle.
Aye, lad.
Our sweat and blood's fed in this land, built into a proper domain. I see no reason why we should surrender it all to Hyzant. And Lady Frederica, while I sympathize, asks that we risk everything for the sake of the Roselle.
Here's what I think.
Yeah. Benedict's got the right of it, I reckon. But even that doesn't quite quiet the nagging feeling I get every time I think about our options. Oh, he'll listen to anything. How could you possibly support Lady Frederica's vision? Have you gone mad? That's not even an option for Frederica. Guess we're talking about legacy. You couldn't get into this game? Seemed like a tryhard. I enjoy the gameplay. The gameplay is fun to me. I like it from the tactical aspect, and I like the characters. I like the abilities in the game. It's a little shallow from like the growth system. Like that's not my favorite, basically. But the story just, if you watch me play this, every 20 minutes I'm just complaining about how this is stupid or that's stupid. It's very close to the mark of having a good story, right? But then it does these completely nonsensical things where it's like trying to force a point, and it's like, that is stupid. Why is that the decision that we have to make? It's dumb. So Outdo your own father. Meaning what exactly? Do more for the Roselle than he did? I know things aren't what they were during the Salt Iron War, but is it not House Wolfort's duty to come to the aid of those in need? Are we not to fight injustice and tyranny wheresoever it may be? Ye dare invoke Lord Simone's own words. Yeah, obviously. I cannot do this alone, Eridor. The risk is too great. Only if all of House Wolfort unites as one will we have any chance to succeed. That seems silly. I hear you, lad.
And so,
Just give me a moment to sit with what you've said. It's like the story yells Kobe and then crashes and burns instead of sinking the ball. Yeah, I agree. Like, over and over and over again, they give good setups. They have good setups to momentous moments. And then to force this kind of like, you have to make a choice narrative, they come up with just asinine choices. Like what's happening right now. That Roland would just throw everything away and be like, yeah, Hyzant gets it all. That Benedict, right? Actually, Benedict seems very Benedict. Benedict seems fine, right? His is the safe, kind of like cautious route. But that Frederica is unwilling to gain aid to conquer Hyzant and then save the Roselle is like, fuck off. Like, it's such a silly concept. It's like, no, we have to do it now. Okay. Alright, whatever.
However,
Here we stand after a bitter fight to reclaim the Crown City. I've said this before, but this game never makes you feel good, right? Like, almost every choice that you make, it turns around and it makes you kind of feel bad about the choice, or it makes you feel like the choice didn't matter, or it makes you feel like it's led you to a place that's just not great, right? All the while touting that, you know, we're the strongest, but we're weak. We're the strongest, but we're weak. We can beat these people, but we're weak, right? Like, it's horseshit. Like, it really is horseshit. I want to rewrite the whole fucking game, honestly. Here we stand after a bitter fight to reclaim the Crown City, only for the king to speak of forsaking it. Yeah, I figured Huette would just be, like, losing her fucking mind right now. As his subject, it is my duty to follow his decree, and yet, my lord, the choice before us feels immense. I am utterly adrift. Pray, tell me how you see the proposal from King Roland and the others. I need your guidance. You've taken Frederica's side in all this. What fascination do the Roselle hold for you, my lord? It's not the Roselle. It's the oppression. It's the let's end the oppression, which should have happened from like fucking day one on this situation. I've actually hated every moment that we've had to work with Hyzant because the story basically pigeonholed us into doing so. Frederica has shown me a future in which no one is beholden to Salt or indeed any nation. The other one I don't give a shit about. So if the choice is to ally with the duchy, who might over all else, or submit to the holy state, who prey upon the weak,
but
you mean to suggest we simply do neither? Absolutely, we kick both of their asses like we have been doing over and over and over again. That's the thing that I feel like that's what I've been wanting all along, is to just be like, okay, fine, House Wolfort wins. You know, we just beat everyone else's ass. But the game is like, it's not going to give us that. It's not going to give us that, even though we have beaten every single opponent in the field. It's going to be like, no, House Wolfort can't do this alone. You gotta... whatever. Like, okay. I'm being salty right now. Someone has facilitated my salt, so I'm being salty. She has shown me the Rosellan legends are true. That means there is hope for us all, a hope I would bet my life upon. So long as we sit between two nations who've no compassion for the weak, I fear we will never know peace.
furthermore,
I take your point. War will spread and perhaps only end when the Death's Nail and Alfric are unleashed upon the continent. So you see why I would choose to flee with the weak rather than be party to the atrocities of the powerful. It would be a flight amid a hail of arrows and steel, but so righteous and noble that I would be proud to give my life for it. You've stated your case well, my lord. Well, Huette sounds like she's sold on it.
what do you need?
Each path before us demands a great sacrifice in exchange for a great reward. I'm sure King Roland, Benedict, and Frederica have agonized over their proposals.
Well,
And now must we agonize over our own decisions. I must say I'm surprised by your support for Frederica's vision. I've been by her side for years, but even I must admit it is rather hopeful if I'm being charitable. Perhaps you see something I do not. I want to hit her with that. I honestly want to hit her with this. In truth, absolutely I agree with you. Her plan is imprudent and ill-advised. But it's the right fucking thing to do.
Uh-huh.
Imprudent and ill-advised indeed. You put it quite well. The risks are many and the potential for unintended consequences too great. The trouble is, her heart is in the right place. It is only human to want better for your own people, is it not?
Well...
With the right strategy, it won't be foolish at all. Her vision will lead to a better, brighter future, I'm sure of it. Then you see why I was convinced. How very shrewd of you, Lord Serenoa. Purposely egging me on until I dropped my mask. I picked it right. I meant you no ill will. Please, will you join me in supporting her?
Possibly.
I shall reconsider my position, yes, for her sake. Alright. We're fucking done with this shit. Come on, Frederica! Woo! Let's do this. Let's have Benedict and Roland both be like, fuck you, and they peace out. I am so ready for someone to be like, fuck your fucking scales of conviction. I've made my choice. I'm doing it.
The opinions before us are many. Roland's, Frederica's, Benedict's. Which to choose? Approach the scales of conviction with your token at the ready.
Can we get that? Can we get that 5-0, baby? Oh, 4-0, I guess.
I agree wholeheartedly.
Made up my mind. I stand with you, Lord Serenoa. No, you're not supposed to stand with me. You're supposed to stand with Frederica. I didn't vote.
You have my vote.
I put my... Ooh, that's 2. That's 2. I feel shaky on Eridor. Huet, I feel strongly on. I feel shaky on Eridor. But this is best for both King Roland and us all. Did she vote for Roland? Wow.
I'm with you.
Hey! Did we get Eridor and not Huet?
The scales of conviction will illuminate the path we've chosen.
It's literally just like, you don't even need the scales. You could just tally it, you know? Also, again, why is Fred... Oh, no, I did get Huet. Nice. Oh, Huet decided that that was best for Roland. She was like, nice. I like it. I like it a lot. Why? Okay, they just keep changing who's in what color. I feel like
the way forward is decided. Frederica's dream is worth realizing. We will free the Roselle from the source.
Got a full score with this. Nice. Hell yeah. All right, Benedict and Roland are gonna lose their shit. I am positive. That dude. How's it going, that dude? Otis Botus. You get to pets. That dude says so. Always given to pets. Not sure Otis Botus is worth the pets, but give me that leg. Oh, give me that leg. Oh, give it. Oh, he gonna bite. He gonna bite. So Casey and I were actually talking earlier about potentially getting a new cat tree. That has multiple tiers, and is a little bit higher. If it's a little bit higher, I can reposition the camera a little bit to maybe do some different things. But they would maybe be about up here-ish, we're thinking. So Yeah. So we have other like things for them, but yeah, what we're thinking about is maybe something bigger that could have both of space for both of them. Though they'll probably still fight over it anyways, so it kind of is what it is. I'm doing pretty good. I had a pretty positive day. Was pretty productive, so kind of riding that high and just plugging away at this game. I
A tumultuous
enjoy it
meeting
and don't enjoy it.
exposes a yawning chasm
Otis boy.
between Roland, Frederica, and Benedict's visions for
Otis
the
boy.
future. Yet only one will emerge victorious, for such is the custom of House Wolford. As ever,
Otis boy.
the scales of conviction have the final word. The time has come for judgments to be rendered and leaders to steel themselves for the outcome.
I can't see. I can see us evacuating everyone out of Castle Wolford and Benedict just being like, fuck you, and standing in, not pragmatic at the end, just standing in this hall when
We've chosen our
whoever
path.
invades and just be like,
We
no,
are
I'm
to
not
free
moving.
the Roselle being held in Hyzant's source.
Yep.
You have chosen the one path I cannot take.
Yep.
I understand your disappointment, Benedict, but the scales have spoken.
He doesn't care. Don't give
So
in,
I ask for
Benedict.
your wisdom. Help us find a way to free the Roselle.
Don't give in, Benedict. Be like, no, I'm done.
Hyzant will destroy everything you hold dear if you attempt to free them. That way lies ruin.
And?
Your choice is to turn your back on this house, to cast aside your land and the people who have built their lives upon it.
That's kind of stupid, but yeah, it is.
I will not.
I agree.
cannot endorse such betrayal.
I agree that we will be ill-prepared to defend the domain this way. Should that come to pass, I am prepared to flee with the Roselle and search for Centralia. They
Well,
say it
he
is home to a
should.
boundless salted sea. Surely a land where none need fight for salt is a land worth seeking. This is an opportunity, Benedict. We could find a new home instead of fighting the wars of old yet again.
I hope, I really, really hope that Benedict is not convinced. Right? Like, this game's... I get the draw, the concept of like, oh, the scales of conviction, we're voting together. But all that ends up happening is a bunch of characters with shitty opinions or good opinions that don't uphold either those shitty or good opinions because they've got to go with what you decided. I want someone, whether it's Roland or Benedict, to be like, no, you have gone too far in a direction that I cannot follow. I'm done. I want that.
Why not channel that resolve to lead the people of Norzelia as their king?
Motherfucker. He's gonna do it. I told him not to talk about this. He's gonna do it. He's gonna fucking
You
do
hold
it.
the power and the might. You lack only the will. With the salt crystals in hand, you shall ascend the throne. I shall see to it that you are coronated. Then we can liberate the Roselle, or whatever else your heart desires.
Here's the thing. He's right. And if the game wasn't forcing my hand like this, I would totally go that route. I would totally meet Hyzant and freaking S-Frost in the field, and we'd beat their asses, right? But the game is not going to let us do that.
Liberate the Roselle or whatever else. I never dreamed I would hear such callous words fall from your lips.
Really? Because he's kind of been like this since the very fucking beginning.
I stand by them. I care only that you and the legacy of House Wolford are safe and secure. I shall offer my counsel by force, if needed.
Excuse the fuck out of me? What does that even mean? How do you see that going, Benedict? Right? Or what are you gonna do? Are you gonna put us down? And then what? Are you going to forcibly coronate me? How are you going to accomplish these tasks? Benedict has gone from being pragmatic, right, to being entirely driven by his passion, right? Because this is the one, it's so fucking funny. Like, the pragmatic guy is now going, no, this is gonna happen. I will make it happen, or else. Not very pragmatic of you.
You don't mean to fight the lad.
Let's fucking go, Benedict. I will put you in the dirt.
Stand down, Benedict.
Oh, oh, oh. Anna getting involved. Oh, no.
No, Anna.
Anna's
This is a
gonna
challenge that
knife
I
somebody.
must accept.
Let's go.
I beg you to reconsider. If you mean to proceed with this folly, then you will do so over my dead body.
Put him in the dirt. This is exactly what happened in your game. Let's put him in the fucking dirt. I am so
You can do
ready.
so much more, Lord Serenoa. The salt crystals give you the upper hand.
He's right, by the way.
Esfrost and Hyzant would bend the knee to you. You could unite all Norzelia under your rule.
Absolutely correct. This is so far from what happened with you. Really? My
You're
God.
right about me, Benedict. I lack the will.
You know the decision I made? Lol.
I have no desire to rule Norzelia. I wish to see an oppressed people set free and nothing more.
I'm gonna have to, like, watch decisions after I beat the game.
At what cost? Would you see your loyal subjects conquered by another nation?
You
I will
also chose the
forfeit
Cindy?
my lordship.
Nice.
The people
Also,
of
how's it going,
Wolford
Locro?
will endure without me. The Roselle have no such champion for their cause. We are the only ones who can set them free.
You don't know how the other endings play out, but this route felt canon to me? Well, I assume, my assumption is that the golden route, which I guess is supposed to be the proper route, is coronation and conquering or uniting all of Norzelia, right? And I would assume freeing the Roselle is in there as well, right? Like, my assumption is that just the way that the writers have done things is that if you do the proper path, right, the golden route where you pick all of the right choices, that they basically give you the happy ending, right? Like, everyone gets freed, all of the bad guys get dealt with, Serenoa takes the crown, etc., etc. Depending on how far this playthrough gets, you can talk about it afterwards. Cool. Sounds good.
Give me the order, and I shall reduce Hyzant to rubble. Then they shall be free.
Right? This is the thing that fucks me off about this whole situation. Benedict will do the deed. He will take out Hyzant, and I believe him. Right? I actually believe him.
The ensuing battle will only breed further resentment, or worse, displace others who will be treated like the Roselle.
That's true. That's fair.
War cannot solve every problem, and our liberation of the Roselle shall prove as much.
Really funny that this is really the first time you've sided heavily with Ben on certain things, right? Like he legitimately has a pragmatic concept this time, right? Roland not wanting or being capable of the throne, right? Fine, Serenoa can take it. Us wanting to take down Hyzant? Great. S-Frost wants that too. We've already defeated S-Frost. We can defeat them again if need be. But we use their might to demolish Hyzant, right? Nothing would stop us. And then Gustadolf is going to have to bend the knee, or else we'll put him down. Hell, we'll fucking assist Svarog in putting him down.
So, you now take blind counsel from your betrothed. To think that an arranged marriage will lead to this folly.
Okay, now you're just being fucking salty, Benedict.
Enough! I came to this conclusion of my own free will. I have seen the challenges that face Norzelia, and this is how I choose to respond.
You are every inch Lady Destra's child. Your compassion steers you headlong into every conflict.
This is steering me away from conflict. You want us, well, away from conflict in the long term. You want us to stay and fight for every inch of everything.
Alas, compassion is easily trampled. It can only exist so long as it has an army at its back. My patience grows thin, Lord Serenoa. The salt crystals give you the power to bring peace to Norzelia.
I agree.
You're wrong.
As per normal.
It is little more than the catalyst for another protracted war.
I actually disagree with Serenoa on this. As per normal in this game, it's not one choice that is right in all of this. It's multiple choices that are right and a couple of little tweaks, because, you know.
A war we can win. Let me lead you to victory.
There is always a war to be won. Do you not see the cycle at work? I will break that cycle and use my power to liberate the oppressed.
You talk of fleeing from your duty, of pure fantasy.
Yeah, that's the thing. Absolutely, right? Like, Benedict is okay with freeing the oppressed. It's the after part that he's not okay with. You're basically talking, we're gonna free the Roselle, and then we're gonna run away and find a happy place. What happens when you flee and you actually do make it out of Norzelia, and instead you make it to Centralia, and within Centralia you find a hostile kingdom, right, that views you as an invading force and immediately attacks you? Like, what do you do then?
We need you, Benedict. Why can you not put our differences aside?
Because sometimes differences are too great to be put aside.
This is absurd. You race toward your own destruction, and I will not be party to it. Lord Simon entrusted me with the future of this house.
Lord Simon entrusted
And
me
I
with the
swore
future
an
of this
oath
house
to
when he
Lady
made me
Destra that I
Lord.
would protect you no matter what the cost.
You are shackled to the past, Benedict.
I would call it loyalty.
And it has come to this. For the sake of our future, I must strike you down.
You don't have to strike him down.
Prepare yourself.
You could, you know, just wound
You
him.
missed.
Here!
You came, you missed.
Okay. The you came, you missed. Like, the call-outs from them are kind of out of place. Honestly. I would assume you
yield.
don't actually get to do the
Grant me
fight.
the mercy of a swift death.
I don't want to kill you. I want you to
No,
chill the fuck out.
neither father nor mother would stand for the killing of a loyal retainer.
Now who's...
The rest
Living
of us
in the
shall make
past.
our way to Hyzant in secret. You will remain here. Lead the people out of the Wolfort domain before the Hyzantian army assaults this castle, and keep them safe.
These are your orders. In exchange for sparing my life?
No.
These are not orders, and there is no exchange to be made.
I mean, yes, they are orders, but they're not an exchange.
This is the last thing I will ever ask of you as my steward and loyal friend of House Wolfort.
And so, you follow in the footsteps of Lord Simone and Lady Destra. Leaving me behind with the most arduous tasks.
Bitch!
I shall rise to the occasion, my lord.
I'm the one infiltrating
I
Hyzant and
shall
leading
do
out an
whatever is
oppressed people.
required to see that the Wolfort name and its people survive. Should House Wolfort lose its lord, I shall lead the house forward in your stead.
Yeah, whatever.
I have no doubt you will.
Kind of expected, truth be told. Okay, so now we do the same thing with Roland, where Roland's like, I refuse to accept. Oh.
Benedict.
Mule-headed fool.
We've each made our choices. Now we must walk the path we believe is right.
Yes.
King Roland, this decision means casting Glenbrook aside. I know I cannot ask you to come with me.
He was already
but will
gonna
you
do
agree
that.
to see to the salt crystals.
He was already gonna give up his fucking
No.
title.
I am sorry, my friend, but I am not worthy to oversee such an important task.
Of course you are. You have always striven to be fair and just.
You hold me much too high in regard. Our conversation earlier made me realize the truth. My faith was misguided, as were my actions. I believed exacting vengeance upon Esfrost would be proof enough I was Glenbrook's rightful king. But I gave no thought to the bloody cost of revenge. This kingdom and its subjects should not have to suffer such a selfish fool upon the throne.
Then, you will come with me?
I shall. Not as your king, but as your friend. If I can help those in need, that is enough. Glenbrook has the geographical advantage, and the salt crystals. And there are a small handful of trustworthy nobles remaining. I'm certain they will ensure the people thrive, even without a king.
So, this is the stupidest thing in existence. Roland goes from in this decision, right? Roland's decision was, we're gonna give the salt crystals to Hyzant because, and throw our support into Hyzant and defeat Esfrost if need be, right? And then we're gonna allow the teachings of the goddess to flow over the entirety of Norzelia, because only through that can there be lasting true peace. And when push comes to shove, what he instead decides to do is just abandon it all, allowing Esfrost and Hyzant to just fight it out over the crystals and hope that Glenbrook does okay with some of the nobles. You wishy-washy piece of shit. My god, he just didn't want to get his ass beat. Look, Ben didn't have to get his ass kicked. Roland could have been like, yo, I'm not doing that. I'm just gonna leave. You know?
Glenbrook is in too powerful a position for foreign powers to interfere.
That statement legitimately just hurt my head. What the fuck does that even mean? Because Glenbrook has the mine and the salt crystals? They could easily get attacked by Hyzant, which is happening, defeated in the field, and then lose access to that bargaining chip and have their military massacred. They already had their ass kicked by Esfrost without Wolford assistance. Glenbrook is suddenly too powerful for Esfrost or Hyzant to... What? This game's fucking writing. I swear to God.
Roland.
You know
I'm done.
you weren't leaving me behind.
I'm just hanging
I've
out.
come this far by
I'm just
yourself.
hanging out, and we're
I'm
gonna
not
do
abandoning
some
you
battles
now.
here when we get to them in a second.
You have my
That's
thanks,
what's up.
Frederica, don't you think you ought to make your convictions clear to your companions?
I was gonna say, what you mean? Didn't we already argue over this?
Well, it's common knowledge by now that I'm an Esfrosti of Rosellan descent. I was a lonely child who hated that her hair was a different color from everyone else. But then I joined House Wolford. I met Jerome and witnessed the cruelty that my fellow Roselle suffered at the source. And I learned how brave my mother was, how long and hard she fought for her people's freedom. Compared to the horrors they went through, I have lived a life of privilege and comfort.
Yeah.
I am proud to be a Rosellan, and proud to be a Wolford. I wish to be strong, strong like my lady mother before me. And I wish to see her dream of freeing our people fulfilled. I understand the difficulties that lie ahead, but hope that I might have you all with me.
We will always be there beside you,
Yeah,
Frederica.
that's what we already argued for. We're good. We're in it to win it.
My lord, Hyzant's army has sent a message ahead of their forces. It says, the Grand Norzalian mines must be conferred to the goddess as a divine offering.
An offering? Sounds more like an ultimatum.
Precisely. If we refuse to relinquish the mines, they'll put the Wolford domain to the sword.
Then we've no time to waste. We must make ready to leave at once.
Or just surrender the mines and they can march their happy asses over there and... There you go. Now, we done with Benedict.
Benedict.
I
Yeah.
leave the rest in your hands, Anna.
All these years I have watched you. I may not be able to replace you, but I will do my best.
Loath as I am to burden you with such responsibility, that is heartening.
This ain't the Benedict I know. Come on, where's your usual glower?
You never change.
Huh, I should hope not. Defending House Wolford calls for consistency. And defend Wolford I shall, even in your absence.
I shall hold you to it, both of you.
But
I'm telling
technically...
ya, we've got it under control.
Your voice hasn't gotten any quieter.
Sorry. Parting ways with a friend always gets me worked up.
Thank you for seeing me off, you two. Farewell.
That's fun.
What of the Hyzantian forces?
They haven't entered the domain yet. If we act now, we could sneak around them and reach the capital.
Focused as they are on seizing the salt crystal deposits, I'd wager their domestic defenses are at a minimum.
If we can get into the capital and have the Roselle and the Source take up arms, we should stand a fair chance of helping them escape.
But Hyzant is wary of Serenoa for keeping the salt crystals from them, despite his position as one of the Saintly Seven. They may be short-handed, but if they spot him, we'll never make it inside.
We can use the Consortium cart to slip unnoticed into the capital.
The wagon from Claris? You sure we can trust the Consortium?
Yes.
Hell no.
If only because this benefits both us and him. In exchange, I told him what secrets we learned of Esfrost and Hyzant.
You mean you told him of Dragan's murder and the illicit salt trade? I hope he understands those secrets must never leave his lips.
He understands. Once people learn of the salt crystals, Norzelia will change. And the Consortium will have a new role to serve. Now that they know, they will be better prepared to negotiate their position. They agreed to help us as a show of gratitude.
That's super
Thought
weird.
this through. Well done, Anna.
What of our things, Gila?
Stored safely within the cart, of course.
Things? What things?
The explosives we found in the tunnel.
After we've gotten the Roselle to rise up, we'll set sail from the harbor and make for the Folk's Domain, to the Great Falls. To make sure no one follows us, we'll blow up all the other ships in the harbor as we leave.
Frederica and I devised the plan ourselves.
A perfect way to make an escape with so many people.
Wise of you to make for the Falk's Domain. It's distant enough. You'll have plenty of time to hide.
Aye, about as far south as you can get. No better place, if your end goal is Centralia, too.
I love
good
how
plan.
everyone just talks
We shall
about
do what we can to
Centralia
make
now
sure it
like it's a
succeeds.
done deal. Like, it totally makes sense.
Crafty as ever, you Wolforts. I am glad to be on your side.
Shut up, Roland. You're
But
done.
one problem remains. How do we get the Roselle and the Source to turn against their captors? If we can't win their trust, all this is for naught.
We need some way of persuading them. And quickly, too.
Kill
Let
all
me
of their
worry about
guards.
that. I can find the words to convince them.
Kill all
I
their
am
guards,
your mother's
arm
daughter,
them,
after all.
and say, we're taking you to
right.
freedom.
I know you'll figure something out, Frederica.
There is one more thing. Huette, I'll need to send a bird.
Of course, my lady. Where to?
The Rosellan village. I'd like to tell Jerome and the others of our plan. I would have them meet us at the Great Falls.
Agreeing to such a thing means they will have to give up the lives they enjoy now. Do you think they will come?
I cannot say. Regardless, I owe it to them to let them know Hyzant is invading.
If they don't, then they're gonna end up enslaved because Hyzant's just gonna come take them when we're no longer there to protect them. You know?
Indeed. Let us send word and see what they have to say.
Oh, fucking Whitley. Ugh. My knee hurts. I'm getting old.
Upon learning of the salt crystal deposits, Hyzant quickly musters her forces. They march upon the Wolfort domain, intent on seizing control of the mine. Serenoa decides to take this as an opportunity to free the Roselle enslaved at the source. But that decision leads to Benedict's departure from House Wolfort. Still grappling with grief over parting ways with their friend, Serenoa and the others make for the Hyzantian capital. There, amidst a land in turmoil, they hope to help the Roselle rise up against their oppressors.
All right. Well, that was a pretty long scenario, so... But... we made it through? That's going to be the end of this video. If you're watching on Twitch, stick around. We're going to keep playing. If you're watching on YouTube, I hope you enjoyed. And we will see you next time for more Triangle Strategy. Bye-bye, everybody. Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like, commenting, or subscribing. It really helps me out. If you'd like to see me live, head over to my Twitch at twitch.tv/thedistanthorizon.